Hi, I'm Ruby. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. Jace, Lily, breakfast is ready, I called out, pouring cereal into two small bowls. My 6-year-old twins raced into the kitchen, their matching brown curls bouncing with each step. Mom, Jace took my dinosaur, Lily complained, climbing onto her chair. Did not. I found it under the couch, Jace argued, avoiding my eyes. Guys, please. Mommy has a big day today, remember? I straightened my navy blazer, the only decent interview outfit I owned. Aunt Karen will pick you up from school. I might be late because of this interview. For the super important job? Lily asked, milk dripping down her chin. That's right, sweetie. It could change everything for us. Will we get our own rooms? Jace perked up. Maybe someday. One step at a time. I checked my watch. Now hurry up. The bus comes in 15 minutes. Mom, are you nervous? Lily asked, her eyes wide with concern. A little bit, I admitted, wiping a drop of milk from her chin. You don't need to be, Jace said confidently. You're the best mom ever, so you'll be the best worker ever too. I smiled, feeling my anxiety ease slightly. Thanks, buddy. That means a lot. After dropping the twins at the bus stop, I called my best friend, Vanessa. Hey, V, I'm freaking out about this interview. Ruby, you've got this. Medlin Tech is lucky to have you applying. Your marketing background is perfect. It's been 5 years since I've had a corporate job. What if they don't want a mom who's been freelancing between diaper changes? Stop. You're brilliant. And those twins are your strength, not your weakness. They're why you're so organized and efficient. Thanks. I just really need this. The twins are getting bigger and freelance work isn't cutting it anymore. The benefits alone would be life-changing. Call me the second you're done. I want all the details. Will do. Wish me luck. I pulled into the Medlin Tech parking lot, a gleaming glass building that screamed success. My palms were sweaty as I checked my reflection one last time. The receptionist, a young woman with a friendly smile, greeted me. Ruby Martinez? Here for the marketing director position? Yes, that's me. Great. Take a seat. Mr. Medlin is running a bit behind schedule. My heart skipped. Mr. Medlin? The CEO is conducting the interview? Yes, he personally interviews all executive positions. Don't worry, he's not as intimidating as people think. I nodded, trying to calm my nerves. 20 minutes later, a door opened. Miss Martinez? I'm Damian Westbrook, VP of Operations. Please follow me. I followed him down a hallway lined with award plaques. So, you're applying for our marketing director position. Impressive resume, he commented. Thank you. I'm excited about the opportunity. We've had a change of plans. Our CEO, Mr. Medlin, and our head of HR, Patricia Coleman, will both be joining us. We entered a large conference room where a woman in her 50s smiled warmly. Ruby, I'm Patricia. Pleasure to meet you. Likewise, I replied, shaking her hand. Alexander is just finishing up a call. He'll join us momentarily, Patricia explained. The name didn't register at first. I was busy arranging my portfolio when the door opened. Sorry to keep everyone waiting. That voice. I froze, slowly looking up to confirm my worst nightmare. Alexander Medlin. The man who abandoned me 8 years ago when I told him I was pregnant. The man who blocked my number, moved across the country, and pretended I never existed. The father of my twins. Our eyes met, and his confident smile faltered for a split second before he composed himself. Miss Martinez, welcome to Medlin Tech. I'm Alexander Medlin. He extended his hand as if we were strangers. I shook it mechanically, my mind racing. Thank you for having me, I managed to say, my voice surprisingly steady. Let's begin, shall we? Damian, would you like to start? Alexander took a seat across from me, avoiding direct eye contact. Damian asked about my experience while I struggled to focus. Patricia questioned my management style. I answered on autopilot, all while observing Alexander. He'd gained weight, looked more distinguished with touches of gray at his temples. Ruby, Alexander finally addressed me directly, your resume shows a gap in employment. 5 years of freelance work. Can you explain that decision? The audacity. I took a deep breath. Actually, I became a mother. to twins. I chose to freelance while they were young to maintain flexibility. His pen paused mid-note. I see. And their father? Is he in the picture? Patricia looked uncomfortable. Alex, that's not really… No, I interrupted, looking him directly in the eyes. He isn't. He wasn't ready for responsibility. Alexander cleared his throat. Well, our company values work-life balance. How would you handle the demands of this position with your family situation? My family situation has made me exceptionally good at multitasking, time management, and crisis handling. I've never missed a deadline, despite having 2 children depending solely on me. The interview continued for another 30 minutes. As we wrapped up, Patricia walked me out. You did wonderfully, Ruby. We'll be in touch soon. In the parking lot, I called Vanessa, hands shaking. V, you won't believe who the CEO is. Who? Alexander, the twins' father. What? Are you serious? What did he say? He pretended not to know me, like we'd never met. That lying, cowardly… I know. But listen, I need this job. The salary would change our lives. Ruby, you can't work for him after what he did. Maybe I can use this, make him pay in other ways. What are you thinking? I'm not sure yet. Let me call Karen and check on the twins. I'll come over later. That evening, after putting the twins to bed, I sat with Karen and Vanessa in my tiny living room. He actually asked about their father, I fumed, like he wasn't sitting right there. Karen, my older sister and constant support, shook her head. What are you going to do? If they offer me the job, I'm taking it. To torture him? Vanessa asked. No, for my kids. But also, yes, to make him face what he did. Karen looked concerned. Ruby, is that healthy? He owes us. Not just child support for 6 years, but an explanation, an apology, something. And if he offers one? Karen asked. Too late. Way too late. What about the twins? What will you tell them if they ever see you with him at a company event? Karen asked. They're too young to remember him, I replied, twisting my mug in my hands. He was gone before they were even born. But eventually they'll ask questions, Vanessa pointed out. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Right now, I need this job. And honestly, I need him to see what he missed out on. My phone rang the next morning. Patricia Coleman. Ruby, we'd like to offer you the position. I accepted immediately. When she mentioned Alexander wanted a word, I agreed to come in that afternoon. His office was exactly what you'd expect. Corner suite, floor-to-ceiling windows, expensive everything. Ruby, he gestured to a chair. Please sit. I'd prefer to stand, he sighed. I suppose we should address the elephant in the room. Which elephant? That you abandoned me when I told you I was pregnant? That you changed your number? That you've never once asked about your children? I was 24, building a company. I wasn't ready. And I was? I was 22, but I stepped up because I had to. Look, I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm offering you this position, which, I might add, pays extremely well, as a way to make amends. Make amends? You think a job erases abandoning your children? Lower your voice, please. These walls aren't soundproof. Worried about your reputation. Interesting how that wasn't a concern when you were sleeping with me, but became one when I got pregnant. What do you want from me, Ruby? Nothing. Not anymore. I'm taking this job because I'm qualified and my children deserve stability, not because it comes from you. Are they okay? The children? Their names are Jace and Lily. They're perfect. No thanks to you. I'd like to meet them. I laughed bitterly. Absolutely not. You don't get to walk into their lives after 6 years because it's suddenly convenient. I'm their father. Biologically, yes. In every way that matters? No. We start work on Monday. I expect to be treated like any other employee. Nothing more, nothing less. On Monday, I met my team, 5 talented marketers who seemed relieved to finally have leadership. My direct report, Sophia, was particularly helpful. The previous director left 3 months ago, she explained during our coffee break. Things have been chaotic. Alexander's been micromanaging everything. He won't be doing that anymore, I assured her. You sound confident, Sophia raised an eyebrow. Most people are terrified of crossing him. I'm not most people, I replied with a small smile. Now tell me about the Henderson campaign. I think we're approaching it all wrong. Over the next 2 weeks, I impressed everyone with my ideas and work ethic. Everyone except Alexander, who found fault with everything I presented. During my 3rd week, Patricia pulled me aside. Ruby, is everything okay between you and Alex? The tension is noticeable. We have history, but I'm handling it professionally. He's being unusually harsh with your department. If there's something I should know. I hesitated. Patricia, what would happen if the board learned their CEO abandoned his own children? Her eyes widened. Are you saying Jace and Lily are his? He knows it. Left me the second I told him I was pregnant. Never paid a dime in support. Patricia sat down heavily. That explains a lot. Ruby, the board is very image conscious. Family values are part of our company ethos. This would be problematic. I'm not asking for special treatment, just fair treatment. I understand. Let me handle this. The next day, Alexander stormed into my office. You told Patricia? Are you trying to ruin me? No, I'm trying to do my job without your personal vendetta making it impossible. I built this company from nothing. And I raised our children from nothing, with no help from you. What do you want? Money? Fine. Name your price. I stood up. This isn't about money. This is about respect. About acknowledging what you did. Fine. I acknowledge it. I was wrong to leave. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it after 6 years. The following week, the company quarterly meeting was scheduled. Alexander gave his usual speech about integrity and family values. I nearly choked on my coffee. Afterward, board member Margaret Whitaker approached me. Ruby, Patricia speaks highly of you. I'd love to hear more about your marketing vision over lunch sometime. I'd be honored. That lunch changed everything. Margaret wasn't just interested in marketing. She was probing about company culture, leadership, work-life balance. I was honest without directly exposing Alexander. As a single mother, I've faced challenges in the workplace. Not all leaders understand that parents can be both dedicated professionals and devoted parents. Indeed, Margaret nodded thoughtfully. Some of our most successful executives are parents. In fact, Alexander's single status has been a point of discussion. The board feels a family man might better represent our values. 2 days later, Alexander called me to his office. What did you say to Margaret Whitaker? Nothing about you, if that's what you're asking. The board is suddenly concerned about my personal brand alignment with company values. 3 guesses why. Maybe because you preach family values while abandoning your own family? This stops now. What will it take? Money? A promotion? Name it? A public apology? To me and the twins? And 6 years of back child support? Absolutely not. I'd lose everything. Then, I guess we're at an impasse. The next morning, I received a company-wide email. Alexander was taking a personal leave of absence. Damien would be interim CEO. Patricia visited my office later. The board asked Alexander to step back temporarily. There are concerns. I didn't ask for that. No, but once they started looking into his personal life, they found other issues. Apparently, you weren't the only woman he's treated poorly. There have been complaints. 2 weeks later, Alexander requested a meeting at a neutral location, a coffee shop downtown. He looked terrible, unshaven, and tired. They're pushing me out, he said without preamble. 6 years building this company and they're forcing me to sell my shares. I didn't ask them to do that. No, but you started it. You know what's ironic? I actually wanted to meet them, the kids. When I saw you in that interview, it hit me what I'd missed. Too little, too late. Maybe, but I'm prepared to make it right. I've set up a trust fund for them. College, everything they'll need, and I've transferred 6 years of what would have been child support, plus interest. We don't need your money. It's not about what you need. It's about what I owe, what's right. And you think that fixes everything? No, nothing fixes what I did, but it's a start. They don't even know you exist. To them, their father abandoned us. Period. I understand. I won't push to meet them. But the money is theirs. No strings attached. I stared at him. This stranger who shared DNA with my children. Keep your CEO position. That's not what this was about. It's too late. The board found other issues once they started digging. I made enemies over the years, but Medlin Tech will survive without me, probably thrive with you leading marketing. 6 months later, the company announced Damien as the permanent CEO. Alexander moved across the country again, this time by force rather than choice. The twins and I moved into a beautiful 3-bedroom house, paid for with my director salary, not his guilt money, though I did accept the child support he owed. One night, as I tucked the twins into their new beds in their own rooms, Lily asked me a question that stopped me cold. Mom, why don't we have a dad like my friends do? Jace looked up from his book. Yeah, did he die or something? I sat on the edge of Lily's bed. No, he didn't die. He just wasn't ready to be a father. Will we ever meet him? Jace asked. I don't know, sweetie. That's up to him, I replied, though I had no intention of facilitating any reunion. I don't care, Lily declared. We have you, and you're better than anyone else's parents. I hugged them both extra tight that night. Patricia became a close friend and mentor. The company flourished under new leadership, and I received another promotion to Chief Marketing Officer. Last week, I received an envelope. Inside was a card with 2 words, I'm sorry, and underneath, they deserve to know the truth someday. I tore it up and threw it away. The twins had a father figure now in my new boyfriend, Mark, a kindergarten teacher who loved them as his own. We'd met at a school fundraiser, and his gentle way with the twins had captured my heart immediately. They're amazing kids, he told me on our 3rd date. You've done an incredible job with them. Thanks, I said, watching him help Jace with a science project. It hasn't been easy. The best things never are, he replied with a warm smile. The twins didn't need Alexander's truth. They had mine. And we were thriving without him. So what would you do? Would you ever tell your children about their biological father? Or would you let them continue believing the story they've always known?